This is John.
This is Danny.
Welcome to Do You Know?
All right, man. So,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Season 2.
Season 2. So we weren't here last week. You were in Florida.
Yeah. I got to have a very nice trip. I'll tell you, the weather in Florida in the winter is way better than the summer.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was just like during the day, kind of like mid 70s. Nights were cold. At night it was cold, but during the day it was nice. You could walk around. Not really. I didn't see any rain. You saw some rain clouds, but I didn't actually see any rain, which is wild because I'm used to Florida raining at least 3 times a day for a few minutes.
Right.
We got to see some manatees, which are very similar to like a dolphin and a whale, kind of, or like a seal.
Like combined.
Yeah, they're like kind of wide.
Yeah.
And they swim. We went to this manatee park, and we were walking around and looking for them, and we went on this road that took us to a lower level where people would actually dive, like scuba dive.
Yeah.
And there's like a cave. We didn't scuba dive or anything, but we just went to that area where they would launch. And when we got to that area, like 4 manatees just kind of swam into that cove.
Oh.
And it was really nice for like the nephews and nieces, all the kids and family. Just like there's a groups of people who are waiting to see the manatees.
Right.
And they're standing in different areas. They have like these kind of like little inward bridges where people stand over waiting to see a manatee.
Yeah.
And we just walked around this path, and when we got there, they all came to us.
Oh.
So we felt pretty special.
Cool.
Felt like they showed up. So yeah, it was nice. It was beautiful. Just I have some photos that I shared on social media. Eventually, we'll try to get that up for the Do You Know. But even just, I guess they do tours and like the lake, and I didn't realize how deep lily pads go, like the lily pads.
Yeah.
Like underneath, they go down like 6 feet.
Wow.
To connect it, so it'd be hard to swim through that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just it was just like watching, like, wow, that's interesting because they go down far. They seem like very grouped together, like lots of them.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that. I always felt like they kind of just sat on the top of the water, but now I'm realizing that they go down. They're long.
Yeah, they connect in like the mud or whatever.
Yeah. So it was nice. What did you get? What did you get to see this week or do?
I worked.
Okay.
I worked extra. I worked on Saturday, so that was cool. I got a little bit extra overtime in. One of my guard friends or whatever you would call them, she got COVID.
Ooh, which one?
So, we don't know. So basically, actually, I guess technically 2 of my cohorts got COVID. So I asked him, I go, like, did you get Omicron? That was the first question I asked.
Right.
And he goes, they don't tell you S, man. They don't tell you shit. They just tell you that you got it.
Right.
And that's it. And I'm like, well, what was it like? And he's like, well, I had like a cold and, I was kind of knocked out and everything. But, it passed. And I'm like, that sounds like Omicron. Right. And then I'm like waiting to be relieved. I came in on Saturday because she got COVID, and then the next relief was late. So I stayed like 10 hours on my shift. Wow. to be relieved. So I don't know. So I'm having kind of a funky week because it started off the week.
Right.
That's how my week started. So
there's a lot of this corona going around. Even actually, when I was in Florida, my sister is like a big boss at one of these grocery chains.
Yeah,
and I guess she was closing, or I don't know. I guess the cashiers have to count their money in an office. She's the manager in the office, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're counting the money. Everything's fine, and then at the end, the person that she's counting says, I feel like really bad and sick. I'm going to do a COVID test when I get home.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And when she got home, she sent her a picture of a positive COVID test.
Wow.
So it was like, we were all freaked out. Like, whoa. But I'm doing some investigation because with all my nephews and nieces who are big Tic Tac
Yeah.
people. I guess there is a scam you can do with these rapid tests.
Oh, and
where
you just get a picture.
Well, what you can do is you can actually use soda or beer on the test
I see.
and get a positive result.
I see.
And
then you got out of work.
And in Florida, they pay you while you're out for COVID.
Ah.
So it was interesting that the way that my family thinks, because at first we were like, oh my God, maybe you need to isolate. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, maybe it's not a real test. And we started doing like this detective work.
Right.
We uncovered this whole operation that people can do.
Yeah.
But she doesn't fit the profile because she was in her 60s.
Right, yeah, not likely. Yeah.
So it was like
highly unlikely.
A lady in her 60s pull off one of these very elaborate Coca-Cola rapid test schemes to get a free 10-day vacation.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, it is 2022, man,
I mean, 10 days is 10 days.
10 days is 10 days. Yeah.
I mean, there's people who work year after year after year and they never get a vacation.
I know. It's crazy.
So this is like a huge opportunity. So anyway, now you know the trick. If you need a 10-day vacation, unfortunately in California, they don't pay you anymore.
Right. I was hearing about that. Yeah.
Too many people
used
it already.
Yeah.
So a lot of employers were losing, revenue, money, workers. I mean, there's a huge shortage. Even the hospitals right now are allowing nurses to work with COVID.
Right.
So in the hospital, because they're so shorthanded, if you have COVID, you still can come to work in California. I mean, in Los Angeles.
Right.
I feel like that's a little bit careless because you have people who are at the hospital who don't have COVID for other things, so that you have the nurses working who have COVID. Isn't that a little bit of like going against conflict like of interest a little bit?
Yeah, because you're here. You are trying to like give care, but here's like you said, the problem is there's no sick time. So now you're working with a nurse who might have to quit and get another job. So you're going to lose this worker outright because they need to get some money. So like they can't be out for 5 days because that's the mandate, right? The mandate's 5 days if you get COVID.
I think there's different rules depending on your vaccination status. So already the nurses had to be vaccinated or they got fired.
Right. But we know that people are getting it if they get Omicron. Like Omicron, I'm hearing on the radio, people are getting booster, 2 vaccines, and they've had COVID twice. So it's like, it doesn't matter. Like Omicron just goes right through that.
No, the CEO of Pfizer just made a statement yesterday.
I thought you were going to say he got COVID.
No. No, he made a statement yesterday saying that Pfizer vaccine does not work against Omicron, period. Without any wiggle.
Right.
He literally just said it does not work.
Right. They're working on something for March, though.
An Omicron booster variant
Right.
that's specifically designed for Omicron.
Right.
The only thing that they haven't realized yet is that there's 2 new variants that are already starting to show themselves.
Right.
So you have, it's called, the first one is Flu-Rona.
Flu-Rona.
Which is a combination of flu and corona.
Right.
Which is hitting people very hard in certain areas because you basically have 2 viruses in your body attacking you at the same time. And then you have this new, it's called, I gotta think of the name. Anyway, it'll come back to me, but it has like another like elaborate name, similar to like something you'd find at like the dispensary. It's something Cron. It's like a very powerful name, and that's the one that's going through France right now. So they have about 350,000 getting sick per day of this newer variant.
I see.
Combination. I mean, you still have Omicron as the dominant, but these other ones are starting to add to the whole pot. So my guess, again, just a guess, is that by the time we get to March, it's going to be a whole new landscape.
Well, yeah, of course. And but the problem is that you could get reinfected with Omicron. Like, so we don't, we want Omicron to be gone. We don't want it to like come back. And I think what we want is, we don't want like that particular variant to mutate to be able to come back and turn into something else. So we don't want Delta Part 2. We want it to turn into an Omicron, if you follow what I'm saying.
That's the name, Deltacron.
Deltacron.
That's what it's called.
I
So
see.
they're finding a new variant called Deltacron,
Deltacron.
which I believe is more dangerous
I see.
because it brings back that Delta version of it,
I
but
see.
with the Omicron, the way that they
I
can
see.
sidestep the vaccine. So that's the name of it, Deltacron.
Deltacron.
I think Omicron, if everyone just gets this version, couldn't we just be done with this?
Well, from what I understand, like the way that the virus works, like if it's a new variant, it's like a new virus. So your it's like your body doesn't it's okay. You know what it's like? It's like, because you have you don't have a brother, you have two sisters, and I have a sister. So it's like they're family members, but they're completely different people. So if you went to the movies, you'd have to buy new tickets
Right.
for each person in the family, even though they're related. So you'd go like, well, they're related. I'm related to these people. They're me. But it's like, yeah, I know, but you got to buy new tickets.
Exactly.
There's you have 3 people here. You have 2 people here. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, so the thing is, at this rate, we're going to have to figure out something different, because a study has been released that found that our immune system, the more that we activate it with these boosters, the weaker it becomes over long term.
Really?
So they're seeing that the effects of constantly activating your immune will make it not as strong down the road.
Really?
Yeah. So it's something that they're fearing, and in the UK they voted against the fourth booster.
The 4th booster.
And the reason for it is they said that the third gives 90% protection for the 65 and up and the most vulnerable class of people.
Right.
So they don't want to stress out their immune system by doing the fourth. So they're not doing the fourth. Israel is doing the fourth, and the fourth is available in America.
Right.
So it's something to think about, because our immune system, I guess, can be overworked, which is something new that I guess we're finding out, or the scientists are finding out. But there's different scientist camps. So one scientist camp is saying that this is happening, and the other scientist camp is saying, well, how is that possible?
Right.
So it's going to come down to whose scientists can prove what's happening to our immune system. But the catch is, everyone has a different immune system. So some people may find that their immune system is weaker over time, while others don't.
But aren't we supposed to do the most good for the most people? I mean, you can't do the best for everyone. That's just impossible.
Right. No, that's...
Because there's always going to be that 1% that, has got like 4 comorbidity factors, and it's just, they're going to die, So, and there's always going to be that 1% that's just like Superman. That's just like, well, I don't need the vaccine at all. And look at me, I never got it. And I was sitting next to the guy coughing in the movie theater. And, he had it and I'm fine. So look at me, like, we don't need vaccines at all, guys. So no, I mean, I think we have to like hit the middle bracket of people and try the best to do for the most people, the most good.
No, that makes the most sense. Than the person who's sitting there eating the peanut butter and Rona sandwiches.
Right.
Just like, eh.
Right.
Doesn't fade me.
Right.
I have these before I lift.
Right.
When we talk about medicine, something interesting also has happened. There was a doctor who does liver transplants and kidney transplants. And what he was doing to his patients was he was branding his initials on the organ that he was implanting.
Oh my gosh.
And what happened was one of his patients had organ failure, either kidney or liver or something.
Yeah.
And another doctor who had to operate discovered
What was going
the
on?
doctor's initials
Yeah.
on the organ that he was removing.
Wow.
And reported it to their medical board.
What do you think that's about? Like, do you think that's like
Egocentrism,
right?
Or whatever. Like egomaniac. Like I put this liver in you, liver by, signing away on it. So his lawyers were arguing, and this is interesting for all of our law people, listeners, that because he did that, it doesn't change how good of a surgeon he is.
Right.
Like, he still is a great surgeon with a great record of successful cases.
Yeah.
Just because he did that, he doesn't have as much morale, okay? But is that the guideline to, you know what I mean, judge someone who's so good at their craft? So anyway, they ended up revoking his medical license.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he can't practice any medicine, basically.
Right. Because you're. I mean, that's just something that's a little crazy.
It's
like Hannibal Lecter kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, like taking a little piece home and eating it.
Right.
It's like
it's one step removed from that.
Yeah, I was shocked to see it. I mean, someone who spends that many years in school and has to go through such a prestigious job and do so much to think that that's like a good idea in the moment. I'm just saying, like, I just wish that there was an interview with him to hear his train of thought.
Right, But the problem is he would probably give, like, not the true answer. He'd probably, like, go, he knew it was wrong.
He's sorry.
He's so sorry, what can he do? But, there's no way he would actually tell the true tale. We'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, it just, stories like this, just another reason why going to the hospital is really only for the worst case scenario. It's like they can get you so many ways. Literally. You're so vulnerable. You're just laying there. They can autograph whatever they want. I mean, I have a friend. I have a friend who went in for a simple gallbladder removal. I don't know exactly what it's called. And they didn't close the area correctly.
Yeah.
And there ended up being an infection and complications that almost killed my friend, who had to go back. And after, like, the review, it was basically a mistake by the physician. Like, they sealed it, but they didn't seal it exactly like they were supposed to.
Right.
And it caused infection to get in there. But what I mean is there's no recourse for my friend to really do. It's just like, hey, you almost died, and, we're sorry about that. And that's basically what my friend got, was a sorry.
Right. I think that's the number 3 cause of death in the United States is medical
mishaps.
Mishaps, right. Like, everything went according to how we were supposed to do it. Right. It's just it didn't go the best that it could have gone. And you're dead.
Right. And I mean, that's just very scary to think about, because these are real people who have real lives.
Right.
And you might just catch someone on a bad day. Like, we all have bad days where we're cloudy.
Right.
Maybe you went out late last night.
Right.
You got in a little argument. You're not feeling 100%.
Right. But at the same time, I think it's best to look at it like you could have died if you didn't have the procedure anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, the people dying probably would have died in that study of like it's the number 3 cause of death. They probably were doing life-saving surgeries anyways, or probably.
Right, but that gallbladder surgery, it's like you could have put it off a little bit. It wasn't like it had to be done that day or else you die. It was like the longer you wait, the more pain you're going to be in. So they scheduled a date.
So it wasn't life-threatening.
Well, at a certain point, it could become.
Right.
Right? It's like you have to get it out. Let's schedule it. And then you just caught that person on the wrong day, or you caught the apprentice, or whatever it was. You caught someone who just made a mistake and gave you an apology.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. I mean, even I have a friend, and his sister passed away not too long ago. She was going in for a surgery that was just like, they call it cosmetic, but it wasn't absolutely like cosmetic. It wasn't like she was getting plastic surgery.
Right.
But it was in that same guidelines of a surgery that like she could have waited on.
Yeah.
And then it's just like she died right then. And left all her kids and all her stuff. And it's like, for the doctors to be so negligent, in that situation makes me sad. And then her family has to go through it. And again, you sign away all your rights before the surgery, unless there's malicious intent.
Right.
Any accident that happens, you acknowledge that it's not the fault of the staff. It's not the fault of the hospital. It's just something that happens with surgeries. But it should make people think twice about getting procedures that they don't need. Like you read about these Instagram models doing all these surgeries to be more beautiful and dying from them because of infection and bleeding and all this stuff.
Right.
So it's just something the listener should think about, because we have this concept of beauty right now in the world. They say that I think it's 40% of women who are going in to see plastic surgeons to discuss how they want to look like Kim Kardashian. It's 40% right now of people who are in that market of wanting to look a certain way. So it's just something to think about, because maybe Kim Kardashian today is who you want to look like, and you're willing to maybe sacrifice your life. But in 20 years,
right,
who do you want to look like?
Right. Yeah, and that's a trip. But I mean, she is a billionaire, so I mean, like, and she started from like nothing. So I guess like they think if I look like that, maybe I'll be rich too.
Maybe it's a thing of that. Yeah, like you'll be
like the looks will bring in the dough.
I mean, I don't think she got her money from her looks.
Well, no, but it didn't hurt.
Well,
because because she became a model. I mean, she's a model for her brand.
But now she is. I'm saying she got into the game, and I don't know a lot about Kim Kardashian. I just know, I mean, isn't her dad Jenner?
Yeah.
Right. So
no. Her, I mean, that's not her actual dad.
Oh, that's her
stepdad.
I got it. And that is the other one.
He's the lawyer who was representing OJ.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Which one? Not Cochran.
No, not Johnny Cochran. No.
That would have been funny though.
No, Kardashian. That's her name.
Okay, I remember
the
now.
Kardashian guy. Yeah. So I think like her brand makes people want to watch the show because it's actually the mom who is so good at managing her family and making sure that everyone plays the right role. Like, she's such a good mind. This is Kris Jenner. Mm-hmm. And even like getting like, cause I mean, this is what I think. I don't think Bruce Jenner, who's now Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah. I just dead named there. I just used his old name.
Right.
But, so basically.
Well, we're recapping.
Right. Well, no, but that's like a bad thing to do. You're not supposed to bring up like a transgender person's old name. It's called dead name.
But in recapping, you can.
Can you?
Well, we're talking the history. We talked about Kardashian. He's not alive anymore.
Right.
So I'm just saying we're going through what happened the mastermind.
Right.
So we're
Okay.
We're telling a story. We're giving a biography.
Right, a biography. So basically, Caitlyn Jenner hit someone with a car and
Yes.
killed them. Yeah. And I think, this is what I think. I just do. I really think that she changed into a woman to avoid any penalties associated with that. I really do. Because it happened like not too far after the car accident.
That is very interesting.
That's what I think happened.
So
Because when it happened, I was like, oh my God, that's because of the car accident.
So he killed someone.
Killed someone in the car.
And turned into a she.
Turned into a she to like basically, you know how people used to run to Mexico or Canada or get a fake ID card?
Yes. Yeah.
So basically just became Caitlyn. And now I'm Caitlyn. Caitlyn didn't kill anyone. Bruce did. And you can't bring up Bruce.
Oh.
You see? Like, I'm Caitlyn now. And
That's
I look
good.
different. And I'm, so...
That could be. I could see it. And she never did the surgery. Like
never did this right.
Never
did the surgery. Felt like, hey, I don't need to. I'm fine the way I am. Goes out. I mean, I don't know if Caitlyn goes out with girls or with guys. I mean, because he's like 68 or 70 or something. So I don't even know I don't know if she goes out with people. So I mean, that would be interesting to know. But I don't think that you necessarily change. So like, if you're a girl, if you're a transgender girl, you don't necessarily date guys because that makes you gay or something.
The thing
I'm not
is,
sure.
what's happening, there was just a story, this was a few months ago, about West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And how the LBGQT lesbians community are upset at the transvestite community because they feel they're getting duped because they're meeting women who have transitioned and are still men.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't change.
And they don't know how to deal with it because they don't want to go against the community standards.
Right.
So they're running into this problem where they care about someone, but it goes against their belief of who they are.
Right.
And they're trying to get some kind of agreement or some kind of definition of what people have to do in this dating situation so that they are, correct with how they're dealing with it. Because they're finding that they're being pressured to do things they don't want to do.
Right.
And this is what I think. I think that men will do anything to get laid. So, even if they have to be a lesbian lover, they will do it because they know they're going to get some. Because men are sick. They are just so sick with it. I mean, it's just what I think is happening. So I just think it's guys are like, look, we're going to get these girls too. There's no getting away. So, because they don't have to do the full operation.
Right.
So the thing is, they can be a girl and fall in love. And then when it's time for romance, it's just who I am.
Right.
And the lesbian has to decide what's going to happen here.
Right.
And I mean, it is an awkward conversation at that point.
Right.
I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but anyway, things are getting weird, right?
Yeah.
Guys are doing anything. Corona. So I don't know too much, and I hope we're not offending anyone in that community. We're just trying to give you the information as we've heard it.
Right.
That's all we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, because it is a new like plateau or whatever. I mean, it's a new plane to explore. And if we're not talking about it, like it just goes unstated.
Yeah, because it's happening.
Right.
And so someone needs to bring this to the forefront of social media.
Right.
I mean, there's a reason we have so many listeners. There's a reason why we're starting to blow up on every platform.
Right.
And we just have to get that message out. And I mean, how many of these huge companies have listened to our show and then made an article or something right after?
Right.
And they don't even give us the credit?
Right.
I mean, I think that's the next thing we're going to have to look into, is that these big companies can't just, hijack our commentary
Right.
for their own gains. I
Right.
mean, break us off. We're not asking for a lot. Just give us a little hashtag,
Right.
something.
Yeah.
So let's change the subject a little bit.
All right.
There are companies now who are looking into the financial gain of outer space. Okay, and we know that there's the tourism, but now they're starting to find that there are asteroids that have so much precious metals on them. They're wondering if there's a way to land different devices, kind of like drones, to drill the metals to bring back to Earth that then would be worth gazillions of dollars.
Yeah.
Also on Neptune, it rains diamonds.
Yeah.
So these companies are starting to get together with just ideas of how could they capture this tremendous wealth in the universe
Right.
and bring it back to Earth to spend.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it's, the asteroids to me sounds like a more because it comes closer to
Right.
the Earth than going to Neptune to get the diamonds. But I mean, if it was just like a long distance situation, it'd be like investing in a stock that pays off in 20 years, but maybe it pays off in 100 years or whatever,
Well, I think what's going to happen at some point, we're going to create a tractor beam.
Oh.
And we will send some kind of large, indestructible cargo unit.
Yeah.
And we'll just send out that tractor beam and suck in the asteroid's worth value from a great distance using this beam to control its speed and trajectory.
Yeah.
That's my guess from movies. They always lock on the tractor beam and bring in the aircraft.
Right.
So I think that's just kind of the next step. On Monday or Tuesday, the FAA grounded all airplanes for about 12 to 20 minutes.
Oh, right.
So what happened is, I guess the airplane pilots haven't heard this call since like 9/11. And I listened to one of the radio calls on Twitter. Basically said, this is the FAA. If it's safe, you need to land now your aircraft. Mm-hmm. And these are commercial flights all on the West Coast. I guess North Korea had tested a supersonic missile.
Yeah.
And for the national security, they wanted to ground all aircraft because they didn't know if that missile could strike a commercial airliner because it was being just tested, and the supersonic missiles can fly at a tremendous speed. That's like the next generation of missile.
Yeah.
So there would be no way for an aircraft to be able to avoid it because of the speed of it. It comes so fast that there would be no maneuver to escape it.
I see.
So that's pretty scary.
Yeah.
So just the test grounded all of our West Coast travel for 20 minutes.
Yeah. What do you think they're getting out of this? I mean, like I heard that they're a military economy. So I heard that all these tests somehow make them money, but I don't know how. I don't know how North Korea makes money. Because, do people trade with them? Like, do they have partners? Is China working with them, or Russia, or how? Because
I think it could be that they're paying them to demonstrate it. So they can't demonstrate it because of rules, regulations.
Yeah.
But since North Korea has its own rules and regulations, they could give them the weapon and the people who operate it,
Yeah.
and just use them as the test site, but also remind the world that this could this could come at you. So, for example, North Korea tests something, our West Coast has to worry because they can hit us. And they've said in the past that they could eliminate, nuke Los Angeles in just a few hours if they wanted to, and that's where they have their weapons pointed.
Yeah.
So I think they would get paid for that, but I know, there's about to be a big, conflict in Ukraine, with Russia.
Yeah.
So I think a part of this test is also demonstrating, to other countries what weapons are available, on the market. And I think that that's also what's happening is they're going to buy them up. Like this, it's almost like any technology. Once the new stuff comes out, you want to get rid of the old stuff. So like all of our silos with like the old, ICBMs and these old like nuke heads and, missiles that take, 22 hours to fly somewhere and can get shot down easily, right? Like by all these defense systems that can just eliminate them. This is like the new bad boy on the block now. Now we got supersonic.
Right.
So everyone has to upgrade their arsenal now. And then obviously there's going to be different levels. There'll be like the first, supersonic 1. And then by the time you get to like supersonic 10, it's going to be like insane what they can do.
Yeah.
So now we need to revamp all of our weapons for this new technology and then figure out how to connect them to all of these autonomous vehicles and, drones and all this stuff.
Right.
And that's where it's at. I mean, the only thing that's scary about it is at least with the old missiles, like if you remember the old movies, we had time to figure out like what we're going to do, like war games.
Right, yeah. They have like, an air siren going.
Yeah, it's like you had time to like get underground and figure out like, okay, things coming. Maybe can shoot it down. With the new weapons, it's like you have no time. Yeah. It's like literally things going to be here in 5 seconds, 5 minutes. Like it's just like it's coming and you can't stop it.
Right.
Until you can, once that new system comes out.
Yeah.
But and the future looks like it's going to be crazy. Just, war and viruses and
Speaking of viruses and war, so what sense does Corona make as a biological weapon? I mean, it infected everyone, including China. So if it was made in a lab in China, it's not a very good weapon because it infected the whole world. So what good did it do as a weaponized virus?
Well, I think it just proved.
We're saying if. This is an if.
Well, like even yesterday, Fauci was giving an update to the Senate or to the Congress. I'm not sure which one, but he was, and they got into a heated debate because he has these emails that position him with inside information with the Wuhan lab. And the emails make it seem like he knew that they were working with viruses in that lab in the past, but he never came forward with that data. So they were trying to like get him on that, and he gets real defensive. But I think what it proves, and there was a video out from a podcaster that had talked about the CDC and the measles at Disneyland. I think you watched this video. I had sent it to you. It was about a year ago. You may not recall it. But the idea is that this showed transport. So even though it was botched, everyone got sick, it went to the whole world, okay? It just proved concept. It said, look, if you want to eliminate humans or animals or plants or whatever it is, we know we can do it because of our travel system. So it just proved concept. So depending on what they want to release in the future, could dictate who gets sick and who dies, because if a country knows that they're going to release a virus to kill people, then they would immune their people. So they would give.
But it shows that it can't be. I mean, they probably didn't know that Omicron would come out, and they didn't know about Delta. I mean, they didn't know that they wouldn't be able to immunize themselves. But what I'm saying is, it shows that everyone is getting it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that like the masks don't work, the immunizations don't work. Like everybody's getting it. That's my point. My point exactly is that no one is safe. Like everyone's catching it.
But if you created for the next virus, right? You already created the immunity first, the pill or the shot.
I see what you're saying.
Then you would basically make all of your civilians take the antidote, and then you would release it on the world.
I see.
Like I'm saying in a perfect, idea of destruction.
Right.
That would be the way to do it. And this just tested theory of like, hey, in 2 years we could spread a virus to the whole world, and only the people who have the immunity pill can survive. So what it did was it was able to instill fear and control. If you think about it, what they're able to do to the people, because now all humans on the planet are worried about a virus.
Right.
So now that we have that in our brains, they can unleash whatever they want and make us get whatever pill that they want us to take. And the pill could either be to stop the virus, or the pill could be something designed for whatever motive. Like we take these pills and then now we can't think as much, or we're more in a cloud, or we're more sleepy, or whatever it is. I'm saying now we've given our control to these governments, and I guess for the conspiracy theorists, this goes right in line with the NWO, the whole New World Order, that from here you'll have a global government. So now that we have individual governments, they're going to have to band together, which they have been for the coronavirus, and we will create some kind of global democracy and some kind of world dollar, per se. Like a dollar that's worth the same for the whole world, a global economy.
Yeah.
And this is the vehicle to install that control, because they can, and when I say they, it's a combination of theys. Okay, it's not only government, it's not only news outlets, it's just a combination of all these things can basically get to the people instantly. Like any report that comes out, everyone's telling that, even we are on our show, we read things and we talk about it. It's just what everyone's doing. So whatever information we get, we try to find the right sources. We are like, oh, well, I'm telling you the news as I know it.
Right.
But we don't really know, okay, if any of this is actually happening. We only know what we're being told. And that goes back to 2020, when everyone was in their house, and every day there would be a report about how many hundreds of thousands of people are sick, how the hospitals are being overcrowded, how everyone's dying, right? And everyone was living in fear, but no one actually knew if that was happening. You see what I mean? Like,
right.
And there were people who suspected it wasn't happening, and they made little films and documentaries about hospitals that had no cars. They had no traffic. You know what I mean? It was like you could completely go to that hospital and have no line, but when you looked at the media version of that same hospital, it was like they're packed, but they're using old footage.
Right.
But using it as if it was happening today.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean, is it was a complete lie. So some of that lie has been uncovered. The rest of it, we're still waiting to see if it is a lie or if it's a hybrid between truth and lie. But there's a lot of things that aren't adding up for a lot of people
Right.
when it comes to this epidemic. And think about all the things that have changed. I mean, the voting has changed. I think right now they're trying to change some of the laws inside of the Congress for the next election,
Right.
based off this,
Yeah.
which is more of this like. It's just interesting that you can take a pandemic that's based on people getting sick and dying, and then turn it into a political thing, and go, well, because people are dying and sick,
Yeah.
we should change. We should change how we do elections.
Yeah.
We should, it doesn't quite make sense to me, and I think that there's a lot of people who can agree that we need to kind of separate some of these things, like, coronavirus and sickness and death and being healthy and getting your vitamins and your shots and all your stuff is one thing, and then like how we run our government and democracy and the Constitution and all that's like should be another thing.
Right.
And I don't understand why we keep kind of, anyway, intertwining all these things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a trip, man.
Exactly. Well, anyway, okay. This has been a good show.
Yeah.
All right. This is Danny.
This is John.
And we'll see you next week.
All right. Peace.